Canada immigration process can be a bit demanding and in most cases tasking, especially if you don't meet the eligibility criteria of a particular pathway. But the good thing about Canada immigration is that there are different pathways to relocating to Canada. And if this pathway does not favor you, the other pathway might. This is because there are different requirements for the different pathway. So in this video, I'll be walking you through some of the fastest and easiest ways to relocate into Canada. The very first one on my list is the temporary work visa. There are two major reasons why the temporary work visa is the fastest and easiest way to immigrate to Canada. Number one is processing time, and then number two are their requirements. Okay, for processing time, if you have all the requirements ready and all the documents ready for this pathway, your temporary work visa can be processed within 5 weeks. The requirements for this include your proof of employment, because you would need to be employed by an employer here in Canada, and you would need to provide your LMIA, the Labor Market Impact Assessment document. You would also need to provide your proof of legitimate employment and then give also your medical record. They would also need a proof that you are not going to be a national threat to the security of Canada. And you would also provide your police report. And after that, you're good to go. By the time you give them all of this, it would take them 5 weeks to get your temporary work visa ready. The second on my list is the spousal sponsorship visa. Having a spouse who is a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident is an effective way to immigrate into Canada and also the fastest way, okay? For applicants under this pathway, you do not require a comprehensive ranking system, that is the CRS, to qualify. The initial processing time for this pathway was 24 months, but over time it's been reduced to 6 to 12 months. So if you have all your documents complete and you meet the eligibility criteria for this pathway, your visa will be ready between 6 to 12 months. Here are some of the requirements for this pathway. Number one, proof of marriage certificate. Guys, not just any kind of certificate. You would need to provide a document that proves that the marriage is legitimate, such as court wedding marriage certificate. Okay, this just proves the validity of your marriage. They would also, in most cases, require you to provide more proof, like pictures that you and your spouse has taken at different places, and just some things that they would need to make them comfortable or to make them see that the marriage was actually legitimate. The applicant also may be required to submit a police clearance report from the country that he is currently living in. They would also need to provide medical clearance. This means that a medical report from a physician is required for this. The proof of spousal financial support is another document that is required. Your spouse will be able to provide a document that proves that he is able and willing to support you when you relocate to Canada. That is very, very vital, because they want to be able to be sure that when you come to Canada, you have support. You have someone who is there before you even get your feet, right? So that is one of, after those documents are ready and provided, it just takes you 6 to 12 months to be able to reunite with your spouse. Number three on my list is the study permit or the postgraduate work program. I know some people might think this is an expensive route, but I believe that it is worth it, and it's one of the fastest ways to relocate into Canada. Studying in Canada opens up opportunities for international students and or foreign students to work on the modality of becoming permanent residents. A foreign student can work in Canada without a work permit, okay? So the postgraduate work permit, which is the PGWP, allows you to stay and work in Canada for the same duration as your study. So if your study is within 2 years or 3 years, you'll be able to work for that amount of time when you graduate. Requirements for study permits include a valid passport, financial proof that you're able to sponsor yourself and whomever you're bringing with you for the duration of your study. You would also need an acceptance letter from educational institutes that you're going to. You would need a result of your language proficiency test, which is your IELTS. They would also require you to provide a police clearance or a police certificate. You would need evidence or proof that you would leave Canada once your visa expires. They would also require you to provide a medical clearance from an accredited health or medical facility. When you have all of this ready and submit it, the processing time is usually very short, and if it is approved, you will know right away. If you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to hit on the like button and subscribe to the channel. Show us some love. Thank you. The next on my list is a visitor's visa. I have done several videos on how to apply for a visitor's visa and all of that. But the thing is that the visitor's visa does not give you the opportunity to work in Canada. Visitor's visa, you are not allowed to work in Canada with a visitor's visa. So why I say it's one of the fastest way is that what it does for you is that when you come here, it gives you an opportunity to network, okay? Just to meet people, talk to employers if you need to have business discussions with people for the period of time that you are meant to stay there. It's not a visa that gives you the opportunity to stay in Canada or remain permanently in Canada. No. It just gives you that time to network and possibly, have a one-on-one with employers who might likely employ you in the future. So when you come here, stay for the duration that your visa is. Go back to your home country. But with that connection that you have made, you will possibly get an employment while back home. And that will be able to bring you back to Canada and help with the modality of your permanent residency. The next on my list is Canadian Investor Immigration. This program is designed to attract investors or wealthy foreigners with businesses or probably with a rich experience of managing businesses overseas to invest and grow the economy of Canada. Okay, so for the government, in a bid to grow our economy, the government introduced this program to attract high net worth individuals to come and invest their wealth in the economy. Okay, so the basic requirement is that the applicant will have to be very wealthy and make a huge investment for at least 5 years in an approved investment fund. So there are different types of investment, but depending on the type that the applicant makes, they'll be able to immigrate with their family members to Canada. Come to the end of today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching to this point. I have done elaborate videos on some of these pathways that I mentioned here. Please check out my channel, check out the videos that I have done in the past to know more about this pathway and see which one favors you the most, okay? Wish you guys all the best in this pursuit. And yeah, if you have any questions or any concerns, please ask me in the comment section. You guys know I always answer questions. Please ask. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thank you guys so much for the love so far. Do have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. See you all in my next video. Bye.